Hey guys, welcome to my special video as we celebrate Piku that completed its 10 years in May. Piku, a precious and a pinnacle page of poetry from a distinguished and an unorthodox visionary, an ingenious layout and an impeccable interpretation of the daily and real life upheavals of the domestic life, an in depth portrayal of the shackles constraining the liberty of a youngster dancing onto the tunes of her parental stubbornness, a path breaking artistry that is pitch perfect in every aspect of its unique and skillful sketching. The film opens up on a note of a soothing scenery that quite delicately draws out the initial stage of an unceasing and an infinite circle of daily life as the poetically alive and an exuberantly breathing city transits onto the exquisitely crafted playout of a hurriedly carried out and an imminent addressal of those daily chores that is being adhered to with the amalgamation of an argumentative and an uncanny conversation that is both humorous and understandable in its characteristic. As the protagonist exits out the stage of a scattered and haphazard aura of a domestic domicile, she unfairly and aggressively taunts the subject inside, which ultimately and in the given circumstances quite expectedly leads on to an unwanted outcome where she quite obnoxiously and irresponsibly washes her hands of it. Now, the film that released in 2015 was directed by Shoojit Sircar, where the film is a beautiful and remarkably resonant and a realistic portrayal of a father-daughter relationship. As per the film's synopsis, the film revolves around Piku Banerjee that is played by the ever-elegant Deepika Padukone, wherein her character is a 30-year-old architect living in Delhi who is constantly stressed by her eccentric and hypochondriac 70-year-old father, Bhaskar Banerjee, that is played by the evergreen and the legendary aura of Amitabh Bachchan. Bhaskar is insatiably obsessed with his health, particularly his chronic constipation, and a significant portion of the film's humor and drama stems from this incorrigible obsession. Piku's life is a constant juggling act between her career, her love life, and her father's demanding and often irrational needs. Their dynamic changes when Bhaskar decides to take a road trip from Delhi to their ancestral home in Kolkata. Due to her unfriendly manner and approach, no driver from the taxi service is willing to take them, forcing the taxi company owner, Rana Chaudhary, that is played by the ever-dependable Irrfan Khan, to drive them himself. The road trip becomes a journey of self-discovery and emotional release for all three characters. The role of Piku was originally offered to Pariniti Chopra, however, she turned it down owing to scheduling conflict. This led to the casting of Deepika Padukone in the titular role, and the rest that unfolded is forever etched in the pages of cinematic history. Shoojit Sircar, a masterful crafter of some of the most iconic and landmark films of the 21st century, stated that the irksome yet the captivating character of Bhaskar Banerjee was inspired by the screen persona of actor Utpal Dutt. Sircar elaborated that the goal was to capture the humor of everyday family life, and the character of Bhaskar Banerjee incorporated traits seen in Dutt's unique screen persona, such as having loud opinions and being stubbornly independent. Irrfan Khan, who played the role of Rana, who serves as a charming and a well-balanced companion on their road trip to Kolkata, where the actor was also offered a role in Ridley Scott's Hollywood blockbuster The Martian that saw Matt Damon left entrapped and isolated on the outworldly terrains of Mars. The actor chose Piku over The Martian due to his prior commitment to the filming of Piku, demonstrating his belief in the film script and his commitment to Indian cinema. To authentically embody the character of a Bengali architect from Delhi, Deepika Padukone learned Bengali for the role. The director and his wife helped her with the accent and diction, especially for the scenes where her character was required to speak in an agitated state. The film is celebrated for its remarkable authenticity in portraying a Bengali family, from the subtle cultural nuances to the use of Bengali dialogue and references to things like fish fry and indigestion pills, all of which brilliantly brings to life the deep-rooted retailing of the Bengali traditions. The director Shoojit Sircar, who is a Bengali himself, ensured that these details were correct, which ultimately added to the film's inexplicable charm. The immaculately designed and refreshingly aesthetic costumes that perfectly bring out and project the intricate detailings of each of the characters' colorful emotional depth were designed by Veera Kapoor E, who is also known for her work on films like Vicky Donor and Madras Cafe. The extensive and earthy crafted clothing was deliberately kept simple and relatable to the characters. The film's strength lies in its realistic and relatable depiction of family dynamics. It showcases the everyday struggles, love, and frustrations between an aging parent and their adult child without resorting to the overly complicated styling of unwanted melodrama. It touched a chord with audiences who had similar experiences, making it a wholesome experience of life itself, which ultimately made the film a resonant and a relatable experience for both parent and their offsprings. The film's memorable tagline, Motion Say Emotion, perfectly encapsulates and spells out its core theme. It cleverly connects the physical and quite playfully projected motions of Bhaskar's constipation with the emotional turmoil and journey of the film's characters. One of the most famous and humorous scenes in the film involves a knife found in Rana's car trunk during the road trip. Shoojit Sircar has revealed in interviews that the entire sequence was carefully crafted to bring out the quirky and dramatic tension between the three characters, where for me personally, the scene stood out for its unmatchable comical approach in bringing to table the extreme stubbornness of Bhaskar Banerjee, the unyielding rage that ultimately gives way to the former's demand, and the painstaking helplessness that is ever ready to bear the burden of a father's unpredictability. Now, Piku, even after a decade of its release, continues to completely comply with the complicated characteristics of amiability as well as the tottering dynamics of a father-daughter relationship when it continues to be deeply authentic with the rope of rigidity and duty held tightly at both its respective ends. The tie, which was of utmost significance in arrive. Hey guys, if you like my video, you can click on the like and share button, and you can also subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss upon these types of videos. Let's come together and celebrate the magic of movies.